Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland Reviewer, and welcome to Wasteland Talks, my weekly talk show where I talk about whatever the hell I want. And this is the 9th annual the Wasteland Reviewer Awards coming your way where, I pick the nominees and the winners based off of all the films that I watched from each year. And joining me is my co-host, my wife Jess. Jess, thank you so much for coming on.
Good to be here, Shane.
She's super excited. And we're going to be going through the year of 2024, where I watched about 870 movies from 2024. So there was a lot to choose from. And this is very much a Shane list. So this has no influence in terms of what has been nominated for actual awards and stuff like that. So yeah, this is my taste of film in 2024, which Jess watched a lot of the movies with me. Not quite as many as 870 of them.
No, definitely not.
But we're gonna get started, and we're gonna move briskly. This isn't gonna be like hours and hours and hours like an award show. We're gonna start with best stunt work, because we care about that category here at the Wasteland Reviewer Awards.
We do. Alright, so, we've got Kill, Monkey Man, The Fall Guy, Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga.
And our winner, Hundreds of Beavers. Because, sure, all the other ones are really big action flicks, but
this one has heart.
It has plenty of heart, and honestly, there's so many crazy stunts in this. The slapstick physical comedy is incredible, all for like $5. So this is a really special film, and this is a special case where like that stunt work isn't going to an action film. It's not even going to the film that's about stunt people. Sorry. Next up, we have our next category, which is Best Short Film, because I don't feel like breaking them all out into different categories, so we're just going to be highlighting short films in general.
What's your awards, Shane? So?
Yes. I make the decisions here.
There you go. This is not a democracy. So we've got Say Hi After You Die, Strange Beasts, Gigi Ali, I'm Ready Warden, and
Me is the winner, and this is from Don Hertzfeldt. So,
oh yeah, I forgot about that. I was like, I feel like I haven't really seen any of these, but yes, I have.
Which, Me is, yet again, a wild, abstract, incredible piece of art that Don Hertzfeldt keeps making and throwing on Vimeo and renting it out to people. And this is such a strange film that navigates advancement of technology and has some crazy visuals as this goes along.
Had you seen the early internet animation that he did?
No.
A while ago? Oh my god, it was, boy, what a foundational piece of animation for me in that 1.5 or whatever it was. My spoon is too big. You don't remember that?
No.
Oh my, people who know.
I
got
a
comment makes Shane feel left out.
I got turned on to Don Hertzfeldt during COVID.
Yeah, no, we'll watch it at some point.
Okay.
It'll make sense.
Okay.
In the context of me.
But yes, so Don Hertzfeldt wins it for short film. Next up, we have Best Documentary.
We've got Steve Martin, a documentary in 2 pieces. A Storm Foretold, Made in England, the films of Powell and Pressburger, Ennio, and
our winner is Ghost. Right here, right now. Yes, R-I-T-E, because wordplay. And this concert film honestly kind of blew me away. I was not expecting to absolutely love this, and I really didn't listen to much of Ghost's music before this.
I feel vindicated by recommending it repeatedly to you.
Yes, Jess indeed recommended Ghost to me because she thought I would like Ghost, and I did. I did indeed. And this has like an interesting mix of like narrative and character development for the lead singer of the band, which is very interesting. Mm-hmm. So it plays around with some other elements, and it's not just like, hey, this is a concert, but damn, those songs hit and the performances are great. Even the song that they made for the credits of this is absolutely incredible and is such an earworm, and I love it.
This was a solid year for documentaries.
Yes, and these aren't even the super depressing ones that get nominated for all the Oscars, because there's some great ones there too. Next up, we have Best Hair and Makeup.
We got A Complete Unknown, Wicked, Dune Part 2, Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, and
Nosferatu. Did I pick this?
ASMR.
Did I pick this strictly because of his mustache? Maybe.
I thought you were going a little more south for the hair and makeup.
Wow.
I haven't seen it yet, but I've seen a lot of memes.
It's on Peacock now, so we're definitely going to watch it. But the mustache, the whole entire makeup to make Bill Skarsgård into Count Orlok is absolutely incredible. And then, it's not even just his mustache. You have Aaron
Everyone's
Taylor Johnson
mustaches.
has mustache, soul patch, mutton chop combo. Then Ralph Ineson has some nice thick mutton chops. And Willem Dafoe has a very, scruffy beard and then nice mustache as well. So, the hairstyling was chef's kiss. And honestly, the makeup that they used to just create the whole entire body of Count Orlok was really, really impressive. And good for Nicholas Hoult
Not
getting
a sexy
to
vampire.
good. No, he's not. And good for Nicholas Hoult getting to bring home one piece of it.
Love that for him.
Yep.
Really gotta rub it in.
But next up, we have costuming.
We got Hundreds of Beavers, Deadpool and Wolverine, Wicked, Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, and
Nosferatu again.
all Nosferatu.
The amount of effort that Robert Eggers and his team puts into making every single little bit of his films is incredible. How historically accurate they are. And everybody was chomping at the bit, what's Count Orlok gonna look like? And in the original Nosferatu, he's in, just a long, lean, black outfit.
Blah, blah, blah. Bye, Shane.
But in this film, he goes to great lengths to using Romanian and Hungarian royalty and aristocrat.
Yeah, I saw
outfit.
the video of him in the art museum where he's referencing paintings and stuff, and I said, "What a nerd!"
Robert Eggers
not
is
true,
a
I like
nerd.
that stuff.
Is a nerd, and it paid off because the costuming is impeccable in
And
this
you
movie.
don't see Robert Pattinson's pork and beans in this, so I'm very pro Nosferatu already.
Unlike the Lighthouse
And Willem Dafoe.
and Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, there were no farts in this. I hear that's one of the strongest points.
Wow. Look at you taking shots at the Lighthouse. Who are you, Paige?
I love the Lighthouse, and I'll die on that hill, but I'm a big fan of don't dish it if you can't take it. Look, everything in that is a phallic symbol, so.
Now, next up we have Best Production Design.
We got Wicked, Hundreds of Beavers, Nosferatu, Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, and
Dune Part 2. Just the whole entire world of Arrakis.
Arrakis.
My Dune. Even the Harkonnen's world, and just all of these ships.
Oh yeah, don't they have the throat singers in that?
Yes, very creepy. They have all the different worlds that they bring to life, the different machines and everything, the cities. All of it is just so incredible. Honestly, Dune could win any of these, to be honest, with costuming and everything. There's just some really strong options for this year in terms of Wicked and Nosferatu and Furiosa and Dune, despite the fact that the Academy refused to give any attention to Furiosa, so screw them. Furiosa will be sufficiently praised on this award show. So, next up we have Best Visual Effects.
Wasn't the original Mad Max a cult classic too?
Yes.
Maybe it'll be appreciated in its time, Shane. Alright, Best Visual Effects. We got Alien, Romulus, Hundreds of Beavers, Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, Dune Part 2, and Shane's personal favorite,
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and I will continue to give this award to any Planet of the Apes movies, because those look like real apes.
They do.
and it gets robbed every time at the Academy Awards. How can you look at these apes and not say, oh my god, those are real apes? But they're not. It's computer generated. We must give them an Oscar for visual effects. I don't know. I think it's wild, but that's why I honor them every single time. So there you go.
It's pretty good to me, who didn't see it, but believes you.
Next up, we have Best International Feature.
Alright, we got Black Dog. I forgot we're not doing numbers. Black Dog.
Mm-hmm.
The Nature of Love. Ennio. Flow.
And one is Robot Dreams.
Oh, I cried a lot.
Because this was not a 2023 film. This movie came out in May of 2024. After the Oscars even happened. So, yes, this got included in this year's. And when I saw it, this movie made me want to cry. And I can't listen to September by Earth, Wind, and Fire the same way ever again. And the way this movie just absolutely devastates you
it
with
rips your heart out.
How it navigates relationships and breakups and moving on from relationships. And it's a dog and a robot, and they say nothing.
And they're all animal people.
Yes. And it's impeccably animated. It has a beautiful, just heart full of homages to cinema.
Oh, yeah.
This movie was an absolute gem. So
I cried a lot. During a lot of robot movies this year, actually.
And we're going to talk about that in just a moment with Best Animated Feature.
We got Memoir of a Snail, Look Back, The Wild Robot, Flow, and
Robot Dreams again. But yes, The Wild Robot and Robot Dreams.
I was surprised by The Wild Robot. Yeah, I cried a lot.
Honestly, unless it's like a really big home run, not a whole lot of like Disney, Pixar, DreamWorks movies make my top 5 because I do watch a ton of animated films.
They didn't deserve to this year, honestly.
But
compared with these,
The Wild Robot from DreamWorks 100% deserved it. I really liked Inside Out too. But
yeah, I liked it too, but
there was at least a handful of other animated features that I loved.
It didn't make me cry hysterically in the theater.
And
that's my bar.
Already on the 3rd day of January of 2025, Wallace and Gromit roaring in here. The animated films of 2025 are going to have to go hard because they have a big mountain.
It was my first Wallace and Gromit movie, actually. I loved it.
Yeah, they have a huge mountain to overcome with that one.
And they came to the awards themselves. Love that.
Yep. Next up, we have Best Editing. I
thought it said ending, and I was trying to make sense of it, but editing makes a lot more sense.
Yep.
We have Catherine J. Schubert, Blink Twice, Sean Baker, Honora, Andrew Buckland and Scott Morris, A Complete Unknown, Marco Costa, Challengers,
and Margaret Sixel and Elliot Knappman for Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, aka Margaret Sixel is the wife of George Miller. And she's the one that had to cut down like 200 hours of Fury Road footage into a 2-hour movie.
I can't imagine cutting up if you like made something you're like, just edit this for me. I'd probably decline. Well, you have tight control anyway, so I guess
she's incredible. And
yeah, a good job.
Any Mad Max film does not have the same kind of energy and propulsion without the editing. Mm-hmm. And how this film is put together is incredible. Between her and George Miller's direction, just being able to navigate the action sequences and how crisp and focused they are, nobody shoots action like this, and which is why Fury Road's the greatest action movie ever. But, Furiosa had some incredible action sequences. It was just a different kind of movie, for sure. Next up, Best Score.
We have Reinhard Zerloop. So sorry if I mispronounce anything. I should have pre-read this. Cristobal Tapia de Veer? Hans Zimmer. For Dune Part 2. I wasn't reading the titles, I'm sorry.
It was Flow.
You should all know this.
It was Flow, Baby Girl, and then Dune Part 2.
If you're a real cinephile, you should have these memorized. Robin Carolyn, Nosferatu.
And then Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross for Challengers, because we're going to the club. And this score is just infectious. Like,
it gets the heart pumping.
Oh my god.
You're just ready to create a love triangle.
I do not understand how this didn't get nominated for an Oscar.
The Academy is old and they don't get it.
Obviously, they don't
reaching for their blood pressure medication.
They obviously don't go to the club enough, or is young enough to be clubbing. But no, just the propulsive energy of this score, and it just fits this movie so perfectly.
Sex.
This was a great category. There's some really great scores. There's some great scores I didn't even include because, there was only 5 slots, so there you go.
You have to pick a favorite child. And
next up is my favorite category, the Roger Deakins Best Cinematography Award.
Alright, we got Eric Yue. I Saw the TV Glow. Sayompu Mukdapram, Challengers. Greg Fraser, Dune Part 2, even. Jarin Blashke, Nosferatu.
And we got Michael Dweck and Gregory Kershaw for Gacho Gacho. This is like a random documentary about South American cowboys.
I was very smug because I said, isn't that the Spanish word for cowboy?
Yep. And this film, for a documentary, is insanely well shot. This was nominated for the Independent Spirit Awards, which is how I saw it. And hopefully it wins at the Independent Spirit Awards, too. And, this took a lot for me to not give this to Jarin Blashke, because Nosferatu. But, the cinematography was incredible. There's even a moment where it felt so Wes Anderson-y, of a slow motion shot of a horse galloping across the screen, and it was just impeccable, and it's beautiful black and white too.
Love that.
Next up is screenplay, because I'm not bothering with all the nonsense of what's adapted or not adapted, because how's Barbie adapted screenplay when it's literally just based off of a doll? It has no written things to base it off of. And how's real life stuff not adapted? It's just original, but we base it off of real life. So screw the rules. It's just one award, screenplay.
You make the rules.
Yep.
We have Jane Schoenbrunn. I Saw the TV Glow. Denis Villeneuve and John Spates, Dune Part 2. Sean Baker, Anora. Robert Eggers, Nosferatu.
And we got Justin Kurix for Challengers, because, damn, this was an impeccably written film, too. It was tight, it had great dialogue, just how it was structured and layered in terms of how you have this central tennis match going on, and then how it's slowly taking you back, and how it just builds up to this perfect crescendo. And there's so many great little details, the little detail about holding the ball in the racket a particular way.
Where I'm just signal each other.
that
I was when they pointed that out, and then I was like,
I'm like,
I get it now.
Oh my god. But next up we have Best Vocal Performance, because this deserves to be recognized. Academy. And for the record, if you didn't notice, this is vocal performance. I do include motion capture performances as actual performances. So there you go.
Bold choice, Shane. Alright, we got Mads Mikkelsen for Mufasa, The Lion King. Keanu Reeves, Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Maya Hawke, Inside Out 2. Lupita Nyong'o, The Wild Robot.
And winner, Sarah Snook for Memoir of a Snail.
I cried at that too.
Sarah Snook is from Succession, and just her using her native accent, but then obviously morphing it into creating this character. There's so much emotion and so much turmoil in this poor girl turned into adult who's just obsessed with snails, and you just feel everything that she feels throughout this. And Sarah Snook's performance is so empathetic and beautiful, and this is why they deserve to get recognition for these kinds of things, because this ain't easy. This wasn't exactly the strongest category of nominees. It's 1, 2, 3 and then a cliff. I enjoyed Keanu. I've enjoyed They
He
could
was doing a Keanu.
It could have even easily been Idris Elba from Sonic 3 because like he was hilarious. And Mads Mikkelsen was just like having so much fun with it. And some of the other performances in that, not Beyonce, were actually pretty darn good. But like these top three are incredible voice performances, and Sarah Snook really got me. Next up, we have Best Supporting Actress, which also I'm gonna make one amendment here because this was a challenging thing because I put this together, and then we had one of the nominees actually come out as a trans person. Since I put this together, and I want to acknowledge Jack Haven for I Saw the TV Glow, who I originally had nominated for Best Supporting Actress, but I don't think that really counts anymore. Mm-hmm. So I just wanted to put that out there. Mm-hmm. And then, Jesse, you could read the other three nominees that didn't win, and then I'll give the winner.
We got Eve Lindley, National Anthem.
So good.
Katie O'Brien, Love Lies Bleeding.
And then
Monica Barbaro, A Complete Unknown.
And number one, Little Paisan, Ariana Grande for Wicked.
She's very tiny.
She is teeny. She was amazing in this. Like, she had, like, I was very skeptical when they announced the casting of Ariana Grande for Wicked. And I was proven wrong, because the amount of layers she brings to this character, the humor, she's so damn funny in this, and just the drama of every every action that she has. And, like, she nails all the singing performance, like, absolutely incredible. But, yeah, I know Zoe Saldana was the front runner for this, for the Oscars, and I don't know if all of this controversy around Emilia Perez, which should not have been nominated for 13 Academy Awards, it gets none here.
No,
none.
Take that, France.
None. I really hope Ariana Grande pulls that out at the Oscars. But next up, Best Supporting Actor. Honestly, one of my favorite categories, because there's always so many fun ones.
We got Peter McCann, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Hugh Grant, Heretic. Another Hugh Jackman, Deadpool Wolverine. Chris Hemsworth for Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, and...
I was so ready to give this to Chris Hemsworth for Furiosa, but then I saw Nosferatu,
he really hams it up in Furiosa.
I cannot believe that's Bill Skarsgård under all of that. Like, the amount of work he had to put in to completely change his voice, to which has been parodied to death on social media since this movie has come out. But, like, just the physicality of it, there's some moments where, like, the camera's headlong facing at him and he's talking straight at us, and you're just like, this is intimidating and terrifying, and he just has so much presence. Like, he's shockingly tall, because, you know, all the Skarsgårds are. And, like, he just has this looming presence. Blood. And he has such great comedic timing, too, which is odd, because there's, like, one line in this movie that got the whole entire theater laughing, and it's just perfect delivery. It was a transformative performance. I didn't know Bill Skarsgård was in this movie, I would have no idea that was him. Best Actress, a.k.a. Bring On the Horror, for this year, because if you're going to notice from the nominees.
One of these is not like the other.
Yeah, honestly.
Nell Tiger-Free, The First Omen. Lily Rose Depp, Nosferatu. Demi Moore, The Substance. Naomi Scott, Smile 2.
And Mikey Madsen for Honora, because she absolutely killed this. Like,
she did. Sean Baker is really good at casting.
If you listen to her outside of, like, in an interview, she's like the softest spoken, sweetest woman, and then in this she is ferocious. She is just personality and strength.
We love her for it.
And she lays it all out. The physicality, that whole entire sequence where they're trying to, like, hold her down and stuff like that. Yeah,
she's beating the crap out of them.
Fantastic.
We love a woman who advocates for herself. Because at first, she like, cry? And she's like, let me go. And then she just starts...
Oh my god. And the final scene. Just the amount of emotion that's in that rips your heart out. Best Actor.
We got Ryland Brixton Cold Twos, Hundreds of Beavers, sounds like a D&D character name. Rafe Fiennes, Conclave. Andre Holland, Exhibiting Forgiveness. Timothy Chalamet, A Complete Unknown.
And winner Coleman Domingo for Sing Sing, who
Speaking of ripping your heart
should
out.
win because he
Killed it.
is. I think he nat 20s charisma checks every single time.
He's commanding.
It's just the amount of charisma that he has, the chemistry he has with all of this cast. Too, a lot of them aren't actors; they were actual incarcerated people, and the emotion. There are so many. Like, there's a moment when he's performing where he just lashes out, and just the feeling of that. And then there's a moment at the end of this film where he just breaks down, and
I cried. I mean, I cried multiple times, but
It was incredible, and I honestly hope he wins the Oscar. It's probably going to be Adrian Brody, but Coleman Domingo deserved it.
It was great.
Best Director.
We have Sean Baker for Nora, Denis Villeneuve, Dune Part 2, Luca Guadagnino, Challengers, Robert Eggers, Nosferatu.
And winner, Dr. George Miller for Furiosa Mad Max Saga.
That's right, Shane. He didn't go to doctor school to be called Mister.
Yeah. Just the impeccable direction of literally every single Mad Max movie, even when he had literally no money for Mad Max, the original one.
He made it work.
This is so impeccably directed. Like I said, literally nobody directs action better than him. And nobody should try. Because he's just that good.
Stop trying.
And
give up on your dreams.
It's just absolutely incredible what he's able to do with this film. And it's a very different feel because you have the difference of Mad Max Fury Road is very much a 2-hour film that's propulsive at all moments. This is a 2.5-hour epic that spans the life of a young girl into adulthood. And there's so many impressive directorial choices and how it visualize things. The action's incredible, and just the scale and like the whole feel of the film feels so epic. He nailed it. And last,
he killed it.
He killed it. Last but not least, Best Picture.
We have Dune Part 2, Nosferatu, Furiosa, A Mad Max Saga, Challengers.
And A Complete Unknown is my winner for Best Picture.
Controversial take there, Shane.
A lot of people have given me a lot of crap for this.
He picked it because we were there in Cape May while they were filming.
That was not the reason. But we were there when they were filming
it was pretty
part
neat
of this movie.
To see the old cars and stuff. And then they all just packed up, and I was enamored with the food truck.
What is
the concession
so impressive about this film is that a lot of people are saying this is like your standard biopic, and it is not at all. And I don't understand people saying that. It works really well on 2 levels. This is a story of like a musical force who is just an absolute genius when it comes to music, trying to be forced into a box by a community and society, and him lashing out against that. And how each of the people that comes into his life try to either use him, leverage him for their own personal needs, and him being this rebellious force lashing back out at them. So much of this film really works in the details of how people are performing music, and so much character development happens through how these people feel and react to the music that they're experiencing. And it's all the quiet, it's like the little moments of like how a glance sells so much. And the performances in this are incredible. This is really well directed and well shot. And how they craft the music performances are just impeccable. Like, there's so many, James Mangold didn't make my top 5 best directors, but like he did an impeccable job, and nobody makes films like him at this point, because he just has like this very old school feel of making
dad filmmaker. He loves a good dad movie.
It just feels like he really understands how Like, these are how old studio pictures used to feel. Dad movies.
Grandpa movies. Watch this with your dad.
So, yes, Complete Unknown is my best picture for films of 2024. But Jess, thank you so much for being my co-host for the 9th annual the Wasteland Reviewer Awards.
I do my best.
And thank all of you out there for, keeping up with all these reviews throughout 2024 and coming here to celebrate these. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland Reviewer.